blown out by the Raptors last night. A lot of the blame is falling on Joel Embiid after another bad night. Embiid has only scored over 20 points once in the series, but he's also been battling various illnesses. Brett Brown came to Embiid's defense after last night's loss. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
He was trying to do whatever he could to represent his organization and play basketball for the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm kind of disappointed, like he gets shooken around to me too much. Like he's trying to play for us. He's trying to get out of bed with a significant temperature and come represent the organization. I think it's grossly unfair. Some of the criticism that he gets, I don't understand that. And so it's not ideal. It's, you wished he were at shoot-around. You wished he were in film sessions. But he's had a temperature for the last few days that's kept him in bed. And so, you know, take whatever you want out of that answer and end it with, it's not ideal. I wished he was at practice, and I wished he was in some film sessions, but he's sick.
Okay, Rob Parker is with us this morning.
And I'm well.
You're well? You're feeling okay?
Feeling really
Are we all
good.
feeling okay?
That's
Shannon.
debatable.
Is that
Yeah.
What are you going to wait till my answers, then you'll know if I'm
Then
sick
we'll
or
see.
not?
I want to start with you on this, Shannon. Do you agree with Brett Brown?
No, hell no. What Joel Embiid, he's trying to say Joel Embiid is representing the Sixers in the arena. Skip. Is he representing the Sixers in his diet? Is he representing the Sixers in his training? Is he representing the Sixers away? Because once you get to the arena, the work is supposed to be done away from the arena. And then all your hard work that you've done, that you put in, is supposed to be displayed in the arena. Skip, I remember, you remember now, he missed his first 2 years. Knee, back, for whatever reasons. Played 31 games in year 3. Now, in his second year, if I'm not mistaken, he had knee surgery. But he's on stage dancing with Meek Mill. I love Meek Mill. But how is that representing the Sixers organization? How is that in the best interest? See, I don't think he has the best diet, Skip, because it's a big thing. Man, I just got 33 and 16, and I had 2 cheeseburgers and fries. That sounds well and good. But a guy that's dealing with knee injuries, that's dealing with back injuries, that's dealing with foot injuries, you need to have a proper diet. A part of this, Skip, is also doing the things that prevent injuries and prevent you from getting sick. Now, I understand there's going to be situations, but I do not believe that Joel Embiid does everything he possibly can away from the arena that gives him the best opportunity for success in the arena. Skip, we know he can be dominant. We've seen stretches of it.
We've seen more than stretches. We've seen a year of it, but go ahead.
But we haven't seen enough of it.
Yeah.
Missed his first 2 years,
Yeah.
31 games, 63 games, 64 games. They play 82. Why is he averaging 30 games a season over his first 5 years? I need to see more. Brett, I get it. But you know what I noticed, Skip? No one says, man, y'all giving him too much praise. I just don't get it. When we was heaping praise on him with that 33 and 10, Brett Brown didn't come up on the podium and say y'all give him too much credit.
Or say, Mark Jackson, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That he should eventually be considered one of the best.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
He's trying to represent his organization.
Yep.
But the criticism comes, that's what happens when you're a superstar.
Yep.
To whom much is given, much is required. So the better you are, you're going to get more credit. But when you play bad, you're going to catch this criticism. So I disagree wholeheartedly with what Brett Brown is saying.
I agree with you, Shannon. And here's the problem. When people are sick, right? We're not going to sit here and play the role of doctor or know what kind of threshold people have. Everybody's different.
You're right.
No matter what. So we can't sit here and say that. But if you're sick, you shouldn't play. I mean, because that's what's going to come out. And people say, oh, well, but he gave it for the team. I get it, Shannon. Sometimes you go out there and say, let me go out there and try to see if I can go. Skip, in the Jordan flu game, he didn't miss his first 10 shots with the flu. He was knocking them down. So then that became a legendary game because he was able to play through it.
Sure.
Had he missed the first 10 shots, he might have said, I can't play. I don't feel good.
And we could criticize him, Skip, had he lost the game and he played like poop.
Right. He would have gotten criticized. So here, this is why, and then you go 13 points, eight turnovers.
Right.
Is that I'm sick, so I turn the ball over, or I'm sloppy with the handle, or I'm just tossing the ball around? So there were a lot of things there that bother me. But I think that sometimes a player has to own up to whether or not he can go. And I think if you're only going to hurt the team, it's not a good thing for you to go out there just for to be able to put on as a badge on, well, I tried to play. Right. No, you're not playing to where the team needs you. You're hurting the team. And the other part, too, is you got to be honest, is Ben Simmons is getting a pass. He had 7 points. Shot 5 shots.
Skip and I beat him up in the first.
Skip.
13 turnovers between the two of them.
Yes. So I'm saying Ben Simmons gets like a pass.
Okay.
How could you be, especially when your big guy's not feeling well, that you could come out and be that passive? But the reason that you're always going to get Joel Embiid is going to get it. During the regular season, he's a loudmouth, and in the postseason, he's been a playoff mouse. So that's why when you talk all that during the regular season and then you don't put up those numbers, whether you're sick or not, people are going to attack.
Okay, but there's one exception to your new rule. Game 3, he was not a mouse. It was dominating.
Yeah, but in the
You saw
playoffs,
that guy.
as Shannon brought up, over 20 points just once. And that's not Joel Embiid.
Okay.
He can do better, Skip.
I have a whole lot to say about this because I love Joel Embiid, and I loved him before his draft. And a member of the Sixers called me before that draft and said, what do you think about Joel Embiid? And I told him, and I can't prove this, but he would vouch for this. I said, Joel Embiid will be by far the best player in this draft if he can stay healthy. He had all kinds of issues at Kansas with the back, especially the back is the scariest of all.
Yeah, especially for a big man.
It's just scary. So long term, I couldn't vouch there. But I said he is going to be so dominating because he can block shots and he can score at will. So we've seen stretches of that. Now, back to this issue. The hardest part of this job, and I think you're starting to see how hard this can be, is trying to process, trying to decipher just how hurt or sick a player is, because you can't know, and you can't know, and none of us can know for sure what is going on with him. And I've said, you know, this is just pie in the sky, but I've always said, I wish somebody would invent a machine whereby we could all just stick our hand in the machine for maybe 2 minutes and feel exactly what that player is feeling on an injury or his illness.
Well, they do have a machine like that, Skip. Okay. They got a machine that can let a man feel like what it's like to have a child.
Okay, well, I don't know, but you'd be able to plug it up to Joel Embiid and say, how sick is he?
I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
I'll pass on that.
Don't do that.
But how sick is he? And if you could put your hand in for 2 minutes and say, well, that's not that doesn't feel that bad to me. You feel a little fluish, a little sluggish. Last night was horrendous to me. It was horrifying because he looked like he did not want to be on the floor from tip-off. He looked like he had been heavily sedated somehow because he was completely out of it. He threw 3 cross-court passes to nobody. Well, you're gone mentally and appeared physically. He's the walking dead. He used to be able to move and groove. He had such side-to-side agility for a 7-footer. He's stuck in mud now. He's the walking dead. So you say, well, what is it? Because it's become the most mysterious circumstance I've ever tried to figure out, because we had the one aberration game, but they've been saying for 2 weeks he's got a virus. And then 2 weeks ago, they said it was 2 viruses. And I'm saying, I was just sort of exaggerating for effect, but West Nile virus, or is it the bird flu, or is it something that's so hard to diagnose that he should be in the hospital right now?
Right.
Because Brett Brown went all the way to significant temperature. This has been going on for days.
Right.
If you have significant temperature for many days in a row, don't you belong in the hospital?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Skip, do you blame Brett Brown? Because after watching him look the way that he looked, as a coach, shouldn't you
say that's enough? That's enough.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for trying, but you're not good enough. You're not healthy enough to play.
He played him to the 9-minute mark of the fourth quarter. What are you doing? So it's like, then we get back to injuries. Remember the big Emmitt Smith game in the NFC Championship game against the Giants at New York? Yeah. I'm there. I'm covering the team.
Shoulder.
Okay, I got it.
That's what it's.
I know. But after the game, I'm in the locker room because I covered the team, and the trainer and a very prominent assistant coach told me, what is everybody overreacting for? The trainer told me, half the guys in here play with that same injury every Sunday, the slight separation of the shoulder. And then the assistant coach told me, we tried to give him a shot at halftime, but he's afraid of needles. He wouldn't take the injection.
Sure.
So he was really laying it on thick with the, I used to call him Emmy Smith because he was like Emmy, right? Okay.
Did you write that?
Yeah, I did.
Very nice.
He would drag his shoulder back to the huddle. And John Madden came all the way down from the press box after the game for the first time in his TV career to congratulate Emmitt Smith on the most courageous performance I have ever witnessed, said John Madden. Okay, was it that? Was it really? I don't know, because in the locker room, they're all just rolling their eyes like, we all do that. Come on.
Well, the thing is, like, the greater you are, the more your teammates expect of you.
Okay, I got it.
They expect you to be great,
Right.
even when you're sick. But you know what? At some point in time, coaches and training staff have to save the player from themselves.
I agree with you,
Because my thing is, okay, in game 2 when he had 12 points, was he sick then? Then he bounces back.
He was.
Yeah, and then he bounced back, Skip, with 33 and 10.
Okay.
And Mark Jackson says, if he's not in the discussion for Pantheon greats, the Russells, the Chamberlains, the Jabars, the Shaquille O'Neals, the Elijah ones, whoa.
It's a crime. And then last night was a crime, right?
But see, I would feel more comfortable if it was just bad all the way without that big game, and then you could say to yourself,
I agree.
Right? You could say,
I agree.
he's obviously sick, you know what I mean, or something's not right because he's...
So he had the flu in game 2, it missed game 3, and it bounced back in 4 and 5.
So you can't, like what happened in between those games? If you were healthy enough to put up 33, I got a problem with it.
I don't know. I don't even know what to think about it because it makes no sense to me.
Game 6 tomorrow.
You believe Joel Embiid
Philly.
put the kind of time into his diet, his nutrition, his body, like a LeBron James?
He's never had to yet.
Okay.
And I don't think LeBron did at this age because he hadn't figured it out yet.
His 5th year in the league? Oh, yeah, but you got to realize, Skip, when this age, LeBron was 7 years deep. So, yeah, old Bron been doing this thing for a minute.
Can we agree that if he doesn't make a change to the diet, if we don't see a significant change next year, though?
He's not like fat. I mean, he doesn't look like Jokic or, you know.
You guys take care of yourself for a reason for the show to perform. There's not a lot of sick days around here. I've noticed that.
Unfortunately, I can't even get
not a lot of sick days.
Skip's never, I don't remember Skip ever taking a sick day.
Every time you guys say that.
I know,
I don't want to
Skip, I'm talking about since 2006. I don't remember you ever taking.
But that's because you take care of yourself for a reason.
But that's him.
He needs to perform.
I can't
take it. I know.
Well, I'm not sick. Okay, Skip, I get that you're not sick, but what about me? I'm sick.
Okay, I don't want to jinx it either. Sorry. But it's true. It matters. And he's going to have to really take a hard look at himself to make some changes, or
he is.
He should be embarrassed by it.
Unless he's got some weird malady that's undiagnosable, and they're going to say, wait a second, he's got
You're right.
influenza. I don't know what it is.
Let's talk about a different game.
Well, seriously.
Joel Embiid, this is not a third world country, Skip.
All right, I got it.
Influenza. We don't want that. Well, James Harden and the Rockets pull off the upset tonight. Looking forward to that one. We'll discuss next.
And I won't back down.